What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel now today. Hey, we are here with the first ODI 2 review between South Africa and India's B team essentially. Now, I know that I didn't even, do any reviews for the T20 series that they had against South Africa, which obviously had India's, mainstay team. But for some reason, I'm just more interested in India's B team and watching these other players who, I think a lot of people expected opportunities for some of these guys who aren't at the World Cup, aren't going to be at the World Cup, obviously putting in their auditions to be a part of the next White Ball World Cup in India in 2023. So plenty to play for in this series, especially for South Africa, who cannot afford to lose a game. Otherwise, they will not qualify for the ODI World Cup next year, which sounds insane to say, but unfortunately for South Africa, when you miss a bunch of series, you lose a lot, all of a sudden, you're not going to qualify for the World Cup. So they keep their qualification hopes alive, but they're just hanging on by a damn thread. I mean, they almost lost to India's, B/C team. So, whatever way you look at it, I think this is almost a win for India. There were a lot of things that actually did not go India's way in this game, and they almost came off with the win, which just shows, when you've got South Africa close to one of their best teams, and then you've got India playing a bunch of guys who don't get that much opportunity anymore, or don't get opportunity at all except the IPL. So it's good to see, India, obviously the World Cup team's gone, so they've got this team in here. We're going to run through it. South Africa did end up winning the match, but honestly, I'm here to talk about the Indian team and go through what I thought was a decent showing from some players on the Indian side. Firstly, if you guys are new, subscribe. What are you doing? I mean, it says that my analytics, that most of the people who watch my videos aren't even damn subscribed. So if you've got an account, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. It definitely helps out the channel so much, and I appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into the review. Player of the match from South Africa was the man Henrik Klaasen. Exceptional. He was exceptional that he came to the crease at really an interesting time for South Africa. They had lost, 2 wickets in this middle order, and it was up to the partnership between Henrik Klaasen and David Killer Miller, who is just in career best form right now. Absolutely took this game away from the Indian bowlers late. But let's go through it from top to bottom. Jane Malan, Janaman Malan, that's it. He made a nice 22, but look, goes for 22. Quinton de Kock, he was out there playing a bit of a Zimbabwe role. 48 or 54 from, I was going to say the skipper, but he's not the skipper anymore. I forgot that Temba Bavuma is the captain, the little man. He made 8, so yeah, I think Temba is in some strife with his form at the moment. Obviously, T20 cricket, he cannot hit a damn ball to save his life, but ODI cricket, this is not the way he would have wanted to start the series either from the captain. So big question marks around the man Temba at the moment. I mean, when you're the captain and you can't score any runs for plenty of games, you're under a lot of scrutiny, which is unfortunate because I love the man Temba Bavuma, but he more of a red ball cricketer, I would have thought. Markram, just embarrassing. I mean, look, the delivery from Kuldeep Yadav was an absolute ripper, like one of the just best of Kuldeep Yadav. But Aiden Markram, man, just watching the way that he was standing and his form, at the crease, he had no flipping idea what to do to Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep was absolutely spinning the absolute F out of the ball, and Markram was just looking around for some help or something. He had no idea what to do, and he ended up getting bowled for a duck. If you have not seen the dismissal, go look at it on YouTube or Twitter. I'm sure it's on there somewhere, Instagram, something like that. It was exactly like the Kuldeep Yadav dismissal to Babar Azam at the 2019 World Cup, which we all know is one of the most famous wickets in the last 5 to 10 years, to be honest. So this one, it looked exactly like it. No one was getting any sort of movement on the pitch until Kuldeep Yadav just started doing some magic with his fingers and his wrists, and all of a sudden the ball just started turning. Incredible. It really was just an incredible delivery there from the great man Kuldeep, which, I'm really happy to see the man Kuldeep. He deserves everything good that comes his way. He is still one of the classiest spinners in the world, I'm willing to say. But then, the Indian bowlers were just torn apart. The ball obviously started to become pretty old. The pitch, the batsmen were starting to get quite used to it and understand how it played. Henrik Klaasen, just absolute class. No pun intended, I guess, but 74 off 65, 6 fours and 2 sixes. And then David Miller, 75 off 63, 5 fours and 3 sixes. So, look, just a really massive partnership late here from Klaasen and Miller. When they were in trouble, they were like, 70 for 3? And then they lost to Cock 110 for 4. And you're thinking, they're not in a great position here to, obviously Klaasen and Miller, 2 of their best players, but if neither of them put up runs, they're in a lot of trouble. And they really did stabilise there through Klaasen and Miller. And you know what? Henrik Klaasen played his best innings I've seen him play in a long, long time. Someone who's been in and out of this South African team. Really good to see for him. I'm happy for him. And David Miller is just the best number 5/6 going around in the world at the moment. He is going to be a massive part of South Africa at the T20 World Cup this year. He is someone who I'm willing to say would suit Australian conditions as well. So it's going to be interesting how the Proteas actually go at the World Cup. I'm excited to see. All right, the Indian bowlers, Mohammad Suraj. I actually thought he bowled okay again. Now, look, none for 49 off 8 overs. If you are wondering why the bowlers only bowled 8 overs, it was indeed a 40-over game because of the rain and the ground was really wet. So it took a bunch of time to get the game started. But yeah, a 40-over game. So I actually really enjoyed 40 overs as well. I thought it was quite good. Suraj, look, he's probably that next guy in line to, travel to the World Cup and be that, 16th man. 15th man, really. I mean, sort of that backup bowler. But, yeah, I thought he bowled well. And I think it looks like he's got a few extra variations in his kit bag now. He's whipping out off-cutters and slower cut deliveries. So, it was actually impressive to see from the man Siraj on a pitch that wasn't offering massive for the bowlers at all. Avesh Khan, none for 51 off 8. Good to see the man back. It's good to see that he's not dealing with a flu anymore, or whatever they said it was. Avesh, yeah. I mean, he bowled okay, I thought he bowled okay. There was one over, though, by Henrik Klaasen where he got absolutely destroyed. And it just reminded me of why Avesh Khan has been taken out of the forefront of the selector's mind, because he does seem to lose his consistency. Once he gets hit for one boundary and then another boundary, he has no idea what to do with the ball. So that's just the only things I've really noticed from him at the moment. But let's speak about something just that might warm your heart today. Lord Shardul Takua, 2 for 35 off 8. He also had a maiden in there as well, which was a wicket maiden, I believe, too. So, just all class. He just makes things happen. Lord Takua, I feel like, has been disrespected a little bit by the selectors at some times, because this is a man who just makes things happen. He just makes things happen in any format that he plays. Look, T20 cricket is probably his weakest format, I'm not even going to lie. But you see the man in red ball cricket, he's an absolute star all-rounder in my opinion. And then you get him now in white ball cricket, and he's someone who can obviously tonk the ball late, but he's an impressive damn bowler. 2 for 35 off 8, like I said. He made things happen, took the early wickets of the game as well, took the skipper Bavuma, and then Malan got him as well. So he was really good. The man Lord Takua, Ravi Bishnoi, he was into the ODI setup. I think this was his first ODI as well for India. Yeah, so that was his debut game for ODI cricket, which is actually surprising that it's taken this long, but he's still quite young. Right? How old is Bishnoi, actually? 22? 22, there you go. Right on. Spot on. Spot on. So, look, 1 for 69. Hashtag shout out Johnny Sims, but 1 for 69 off 8. To be honest, I didn't think he bowled that well, so I'm going to move on. Kuldeep Yadav, though, was by far the best spinner. I'll say that. 1 for 39 off 8. He was awesome. No one was able to pick him out there. And for a pitch that just no one could seem to get much out of, Kuldeep Yadav was spinning that ball like it was Shane Warne in his prime. It was absolutely incredible. And it just shows that Kuldeep Yadav can still be that main guy in white ball cricket. I seriously think that at the ODI World Cup next year, Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzi Chahal, obviously you've got Ravi Ashwin as well, Jadeja as well, as long as he's fit. I think Kuldeep might have to demand a spot. If he can start, playing into some form, I think he's going to demand a spot in that squad next year. Obviously, it's a long way away, so we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. All right, India, they had a total of 250 to chase down to get the win. Not to be, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the top order really let them down here, India, which is a little bit of a concern, actually, because Shikhar Dhawan, Punjab King Boy, hashtag shout out, 4 off 16. He just never looked comfortable, to be honest. Shubman Gill, pretty much the same. Rabada, Wayne Parnell, they were on early with the heat, with the ball. Shubman Gill got bowled for 3. Dhawan got bowled for 4. It just was not the start you want from the openers, especially when I'm someone who has literally 2 days ago, I said in my memes video, I think it was, that Shubman Gill should be the next guy to open for India at the T20 World Cup, at the ODI World Cup. I'm going to settle down because it's not great right here, but he's still averaging like over 60 in ODI cricket, so there's no dramas there. Ruturaj Gaikwad in at number 3, which I thought was interesting, to be honest. But he went for 19 off 42. He just got too impatient out there. He was taking up too many deliveries. He then tried to skip the crease to Brad Shamsi. And Shamsi is way too good of a bowler to just allow someone to skip up the crease 3 times in a row and put them over the boundary. So he fumbled there, did Gaikwad, and Quinton de Kock behind the stumps is not going to let you go with that opportunity. Ishan Kishan, again, they just could get nothing out of this top order. Kishan went for 20 off 37. Shreyas Iyer then came in and actually put together quite, a solid partnership with the man Sanju Samsung. So Iyer, 50 off 37, 8 fours as well, was really, really good. Came to the crease and just seemed settled straight away. It's like he had been... Maybe they had to get him up the order, but then again, I guess, who do you play him in front of? In my opinion, if I was picking the team, I would have gone Dhawan, Gill, Kishan, Iyer, Gaikwad, and then probably Samsung. Sanju. But look, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, does it? Iyer, again, he was fantastic. Built together a pretty good partnership out there. Well, started to with the man Sanju, who just a big round of applause for the man Sanju. Big round of applause for the great man Sanju Samson. He was awesome. Seriously, was incredible. This is the best I've seen Samson play for a while, to be honest. Batting him at number 6 I still think is crazy. Yeah, batting the man Sanju Samsung at number 6, I know that he got to face 63 deliveries, which is still a decent amount, but he just is too dangerous of a batsman to be batting at number 6, in my opinion. And look, hindsight is a funny thing, but if Samson was batting at number 3 or number 4, number 5, there's probably a chance India won this game. They just left it a little bit too late for the man Sanju. 86 off 63, 9 fours and 3 sixes. That was a classy Sanju Samsung Samsung. I need to stop saying that. Sanju Samson innings. Yeah, just stood out, to be honest. Just stood out compared to everyone else in this entire game. He really stood out from India's point of view. But again, unfortunately, just couldn't get anyone else to go with him. Lord THAKUR, I mean, he put in a nice 33 off 31, hit 5 fours to go along with it. That's what he does, you know. He can bash the ball around. He can get late runs. I really love what THAKUR brings to any team, to be honest. I mean, we know that he's done well in Australia before. It was actually surprising that maybe they didn't include him for the T20 World Cup squad, even though he's not much of a T20 player, I feel. I still feel like he brings a lot as a backup, maybe. I don't know. But, look, put together a good partnership there with Samson. Just unfortunately let himself out with a loose shot late. And to be honest, India were almost on track to almost chase this down until THAKUR went out. And then it was just absolute carnage after that. Kuldeep Yadav, he just went in there. He said, I'm going to face one ball. I'm hitting it straight up and out. I'm out of here. Which is fair enough. You're a tail ender, I guess. Avesh Khan, he made 3, but he also faced 6 deliveries. He also then faced 5 deliveries in a row in the second last over, I think it was, which essentially just finished the game right there. He took all of the strike from Samson late, which was pretty annoying because Samson was any chance to maybe get at 95 to 100 here. So a little bit annoying that Avesh took the last 6 deliveries of the game, but what can you do there, I guess? And then the Bishnoi hit a late boundary for 4, but the game was over. South Africa win by 9 wickets, 9 runs, I meant, not 9 wickets in the end. Rabada was awesome, 2 for 36 off 8. Wayne Parnell, 1 for 38 off 8. Maharaj, 1 for 23 off 8. Very good. Ngidi, 3 for 52 off 8. And get a load of this. The man Tabraiz Shamsi, 1 for 89 off 8. He joins the Dinder Academy. Just outrageous bowling there in an ODI. I mean, you only had to bowl 8 overs and you went for almost 300 runs. It's incredible, to be honest. He bowled very, very loose, but look, they got the win, and I think that's all that would matter to South Africa. They keep their qualification hopes alive. India, look, their fielding was horrible. Firstly, India, someone needs to get down there and teach the lads how to bloody catch properly. Look, there were about 5 different catches which probably should have been held on to. There was one which was hit to Jupiter and back by Clarke, which, you know, went to Siraj. He almost caught it and then it bounced out, which I think you can deal with that when it's just an amazingly high ball. They're pretty tough to catch under lights, but probably the other 4 were pretty catchable. I'm not even going to lie. There was one from Shubman Gill in slips, which went straight to him. He dropped it. There was one that went to Bishnoi. He just dove for it and missed the entire ball. There were some big fielding errors from India, and they would be kicking themselves because, again, they take them catches win matches. They probably would have won the game. So, yeah, I think that'll be a big talking point for India out of this one. Samsung was amazing. I thought THAKUR obviously bowled amazing as well, batted quite well late. Iyer was pretty good. But other than that, that's probably the only positives I'd take out of this game as an Indian fan, to be honest. So South Africa, Clarke and Miller were awesome. And so was the man, you know, their bowling attack was quite good as well. So, hey, that is how we're going to cap it off. The next game starts the 9th of October. When the hell is that? In 2 days. So there you go. I will be covering all of that. This is what's next up for India, the World Cup warm-ups, all of that good stuff. So we will be covering it all here on the channel. So if you're new, subscribe, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts of the game. And I'll see everyone in the next one.